Hey guys, what's up? It's IG. So it's about 11:40, and I know two videos in a week. The girls are in bed sleeping, and I've been working on some music stuff, and I'm quite frustrated. My software keeps crashing, and then I use different software, and it crashes. Then I use another piece of software, and then the files come out all jittery, and I don't know. I've got issues. So I'm quite frustrated. And Brian, I'm really sorry, brother. I really tried to get that piece of music done for you, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to do that. I got to figure something out. I think it's time to build a new machine. Been putting that off for some time. But anyhow, I thought I would vent some of my frustrations out on Atheism Defended here, or I'm sorry, a Forbidden Fruit. You'll excuse my confusion between the two as of late, I'm sure. But before I get into this video, I want to talk about the dangers of a militant anything. I think it's a slippery slope when you start getting into intolerance and using the word militant in front of any group. I think it has a very negative a connotation, and I think it opens the door for violence, which is the last thing we need in our society is more violence, is another group of people incited to violence because of their belief or their non-belief, however you want to put it. So with that being said, let's get into this video. Let's see what Forbidden Fruit here has to say in regards to being told what he should say or not say as an atheist.
So once again, to start with, this is Ed Brayton writing on freethoughtblogs.com. Now, I'm assuming that this is his blog. I honestly have not looked at any more of it. The title of the blog is Atheists, Please Stop Saying These Things, which just immediately gets under my skin and seems to be a completely hypocritical statement, since his blog is titled, his overall blog is Free Thoughts Blog, and then he turns around and tells atheists what not to do. That seems to be the opposite of free thoughts. If you're trying to promote free thinking, then why is it that you're telling other people what not to do, or what not to think, or what not to say, or what not, or how to behave? Who the fuck gives you the authority to tell atheist people what they should and should not say? Least of which the fact that the term atheist doesn't prescribe behaviors, as I've said fucking ad nauseum on this channel. So when you say atheist people, you shouldn't be doing this, atheists don't say that. Who the fuck are you talking to? Just because a person says they're an atheist, that doesn't say anything else about who they are. If you identify as a militant atheist, then that gives some character to your beliefs. If you're a
Okay. Let's see what kind of character. Let's see the definition of militant atheism. It's 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 derogatory. It's not I mean, in general, it's not used in a positive way, and mainly it states that you know it's a type of atheism that is against religion in schools and in government. You know, so I think that's about it, and which I think is interesting because I mean I'm a proponent of keeping religion out of school and out of government, and I'm a religious person. So again, I think we need to be careful when we use labels, um, because I don't think that they're really all that accurate when it comes to defining people's positions, and I think we should let people define their own position, and instead of just assuming that because they're an atheist that they're this type of person, or because they're an anti-theist or they're a theist, that they're this kind of person. I think we should really just take the time to get to know them if we care to know. But my point here is that forbidden fruit here is got his panties all in a bunch because he doesn't like the idea of being told what not to say. And on the transverse of that, you could say that he doesn't like to be told what to say, or he wouldn't like to be told what position he should hold as an atheist. I think it's pretty clear that the definition of atheist is very, very simple. It's a person who does not believe in a god or gods. That's it. That's all atheism needs to mean. I don't think it needs to mean anything else. And later on, you go into the fact that, atheism really isn't a community as it is a declaration of your belief system. But let's continue.
Secular humanist, that says more about what you actually believe, what you actually stand for, what your actual mission in the world is. But an atheist person is free to say and do clearly whatever the fuck they want to do, and that has no bearing on atheism. I don't know why atheists can't seem to get their fucking heads around that, or some of you anyway. Ed Brayton clearly is one of those people by creating this completely hypocritical blog here. So I'm not going to read every word. I'll just link it in the description below, but I'm going to try to get to the bigger points so that I can refute them or tear them down, as it were. Number one.
Okay. We don't need to go into his rant about him not being told what not to argue and what to argue in regards to atheism. It's pretty by the book and been ranted about many times. What I want to show you is how his position has changed, and now he's decided that he wants to tell people how they should be as an atheist, or what atheism should mean to him.
Christian, to me, is as ignorant as saying that the sky is green. I'm not tolerant of this view.
Now I want you to be cognizant of his opinion here, and he has the right to express his opinion. I will fight to the death for his right to express his opinion. But he says here that he is not tolerant of this point of view. Let's continue.
Tolerant of people holding the view. I'm
not tolerant of people holding the view.
Tolerant of people preaching the view. I'm certainly not tolerant of people trying to get their view conveyed in schools. I don't want pictures of green skies in the federal building, in public places. It is complete and utter lunacy to me. I thought this is how all atheists felt. But apparently I was wrong. Apparently some people who claim to be atheists are not atheists, to my mind, and go ahead and yell the no true Scotsman fallacy. I think to a certain degree that fallacy is fallacious in and of itself, or it's certainly damaging. If we don't draw hard lines, if we don't come up with very clear definitions about what it actually means to be an atheist.
Okay. There is a very clear, solid line that defines what it is to be an atheist, and it's very simple. A person who does not believe in a god or gods. That's it. But you want to attach some baggage to that to suit your idea of what atheism should be. Now, weren't you just pissed off at someone else who tried to tell you what not to say? Well, aren't you doing the exact same thing?
Will end up like Christianity. To be an atheist could be to be a person with 10,000 different fucking beliefs about how we deal with the concept of the God hypothesis, which is...
Atheism says nothing about how to, quote, deal with the God hypothesis. It says nothing about it. But you want it to. Why is that? What are you getting at when you say how to deal with the God hypothesis?
I think atheism is about dealing with the God hypothesis or the lack of one. And so we need terms like militant atheism because there is because the community of atheists have been infiltrated.
I thought you said that atheism wasn't a community. Atheism was just a group of people that don't believe in a god or gods. I mean, there are atheists that believe in chemtrails. There are atheists have that hold conspiracy theories about hollow earth. There are all kinds of atheist people with all kinds of different beliefs. It's not a community, right? But here you are making the claim that this community has been infiltrated by what?
By a rather insidious group of fucking people. You can see these rather insidious people rearing their ugly fucking heads.
Okay, so these insidious people are what you would call moderate atheists, correct? These are people that let bygones be bygones, basically. People that don't believe in God, but don't have a problem with people that do. That don't feel the necessity to humiliate, to ridicule, and to try to abolish religious belief. This is, in your words, an insidious group. And, I wasn't going to mention it, but your constant swearing, in my mind, points to your inability to come up with the verbiage to accurately express yourself. It makes you look less intelligent, in my opinion. But let's continue.
They speak out so vehemently in opposition to claims like religion is a mental illness. If you're making that claim purely because you don't agree with it on an intellectual level, you feel that there's no factual basis for it, then I'm willing to go a little way with you. I'm going to make another video following this one where I go deeper into explaining why it is a mental illness and why it's not being described as one at large by the religious community.
Well, who cares why it's not being described as one by the religious community? I think that's pretty obvious. I'm hoping you misspoke here. What we'd like to see more is, why isn't it being described as such by the medical community? And I think because the medical community has come to the conclusion that it doesn't fit the criteria of a mental illness. And maybe if you did some actual reading from some actual doctors and psychologists, you'd understand why. But let's continue.
But I digress. I want to stick to the point of what militant atheism is and what atheism apparently has become. To me, militant atheism is a person who absolutely rejects and does not believe, for factual reasons, any of the world's God hypotheses, any of the theistic claims about the universe, God, Jesus, Muhammad, Allah, whatever. You do not believe in a theistic God. Furthermore, you view the perpetuation of lies to be a damaging thing to not only yourself but to society at large. And you feel that no tolerance for this kind of bullshit should be acceptable, that we should absolutely not tolerate the existence of these beliefs, that we should view these beliefs as inherently dangerous to us all.
Okay. You've said enough there, tough guy. So, what you're proposing is the eradication of religion. You're proposing that you should be intolerant and that religion should be eradicated. You're proposing to take away my freedom of religion. Isn't that what you're proposing? No, I think we should all be terrified by this. Here is somebody who is so single-minded in his belief system. He wants it declared, he wants religion declared a mental illness, and he wants atheists to come together and be intolerant and eradicate religion from society. This is dangerous. This is scary. And attaching the word militant onto anything, I think, points the finger at someone, or points the finger towards someone willing to be violent or commit violence for their cause. And we should be very weary of these kinds of positions. This is exactly the same as fundamentalism. It's exactly the same as religion. This is a dogma. This is a religion. And not only is this a religion, but I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or not, and I hope he isn't, but he's kind of insinuating that people should organize behind his ideas and try to eradicate our freedoms. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. I know you're not going to like this video, but you don't have to like it. You just have to hear it. Cheers.